On with us right now, Mark Schlabach. Hey, Mark, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing, Bobby?
Hey, good. I got a lot of stuff to ask you. First of all, when you get out to a major and it's a Monday and your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days or so away, like how serious are these guys this early in the week?
I think they're pretty serious. I mean, especially at a place like Oak Hill, where they're it just had a renovation and greens have been moved, the bunkers have been removed, and tees have been backed up. So I think the going out and playing 9 the next couple of days and then playing some on holes on Wednesday is pretty important just in terms of preparation.
I got to play the Pebble Beach Pro-Am last year, and it was the first time I'd been out as the caddies were also out. They have their notepads. The caddies are out by themselves, just walking around making notes on things. But if the course has been renovated, are they like doing double time now because since they have no experience there at all?
Yeah, some guys are. I mean, some guys have been out and played it. I saw Phil Mickelson was out, I think it was last week up in Rochester, getting his first look at it. So it definitely, I mean, it's been 10 years since a PGA Championship was played in Rochester, so there wasn't going to be a lot of familiarity with it anyway.
Jayson Day wins the tournament yesterday. How legitimate is momentum in golf? Because if I go play a week, 2 days later, sometimes I suck the next time I play. Is momentum in golf a real thing?
Yeah, I think it is for these guys. Probably not as much for you and I. Like, I play 4 days in a row. I'm throwing up 98, 100 the last day usually. But if you're not Tiger Woods, winning a tournament and then winning a major the next week doesn't happen very often. A few guys other than Tiger have done it, but I think nowadays you just put so much focus and mental, into getting the thing done on Sunday. It's really tough to bounce back the next week.
When the Masters happened and the LIV guys were out and the PGA guys were out, I mean, was there any actual real animosity between the human beings while that was happening?
No, I mean, I think some guys, like some PGA Tour guys, like some LIV guys, better than others. I think most of them get along with Dustin Johnson and Brooks Koepka and guys like that, and then they don't as much like Patrick Reed and Sergio Garcia and some others. But I think from a personal standpoint, I don't think there's much animosity. I just think guys got pissed off that the LIV guys decided to sue the PGA Tour.
Do you think Patrick Reed's a cheater?
I don't want to join the lawsuit, Bobby, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
Somehow I have not been named a defendant in his defamation lawsuit against about every other media entity out there.
Man, I'm telling you, I'll watch those clips. I'll
let the video speak for
itself.
itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Patrick Reed, man, that's not my guy for sure. So here we go. It's this week. John Rahm, number one. We yesterday, because Jayson Day won, and if we would have seen Scheffler won, he did jump to number one in the world. Who's hotter right now, though, Rahm or Scheffler?
I think John Rahm. I think Scotty's cooled off a bit, but still the best two players in the world right now. Certainly, Rory McIlroy's taken a step back after the Masters and is still trying to get things right between the ears. But I just think John Rahm, with the way he's hit it off the tee, his iron play, work around the greens, which used to not be one of his strengths. 6 worldwide victories since last October.
Do you ever get a chance?
So I have to go with Rahm.
You have relationships with these guys because you're out covering them so much. It's just hard not to have relationships with them. Do you ever get a chance to go out and play any sort of practice round with them under the guise of, hey, this is work?
No, not at an actual tournament. I've played some rounds with off weeks or during the winter or whatever. It's probably not a more intimidating thing to do.
You cut out. Who'd you say there?
No, I just said some guys.
Oh, got it.
Blow it past you.
Oh, so when you see Rory in person, I've never seen Rory in person. Is he jacked? Does he always wear tight shirts?
He's pretty jacked. And he puts in the effort. He's a smaller guy, stature-wise, but he's pretty ripped.
Yeah, to me.
Not Tiger Woods ripped.
Wait, is Tiger still ripped upper body, though?
Oh, yeah. Tiger's ripped. Not as much as he once was, but he is.
I hear stories of when Tiger walks through the clubhouse from some of my friends who play or are part of the tour, and Tiger still rolls with a pretty big entourage, security mostly. Do you kind of know Tiger's coming before he's coming? I saw Drake once at a restaurant, and all of a sudden there were all these security guys that were like, well, somebody's about to show up, and then Drake showed up. Is that how Tiger is?
Oh yeah, and there's about 10 to 15 media people that regularly cover the tour. Whenever Tiger shows up, that's where most of the media folks are too.
All right, here we are. It's another major. Who? If you had to pick one, what's it rhyme with? We're not going to make you pick one. What's it rhyme with? Who do you like? 1, 2, 3. Give me 3 guys that you'd feel like if you were rhyming, who you would rhyme their name with.
Pfeffler, Tom.
Okay.
And who would be the third one? Awfully. I'll let you figure that one out.
Shoffley?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Eddie, what's up? Yeah. Turn your mic on, buddy.
Hey, Mark, how's it going, man? A quick question just about Ricky Fowler. Like, in the past few years of Ricky Fowler, it's been tough, not making a lot of cuts. But this season, you start to see a little more Ricky now. Like, what have you talked to him, or do you know what he's been doing different? I mean, he's playing a lot better golf.
Yeah, the deal with Ricky, people have told me the deal with Ricky over the years was you just never really wanted to put in the practice time. He's just one of those guys that wanted to go out and play and didn't really want to grind on the range and work on the technical parts of the game. And I think with maturity, he's kind of turned the corner with that. I know he was working with John Tillery, a swing coach, and they broke up, and he's with a different guy now, but got back into the top 50 in the world. And, he's got a chance to get in the other majors this summer, so certainly a resurgence as well for him.
Let me ask you about swing coaches in general. A swing coach, though, because we see them out on the road, out on tour with these guys, like, do their swings change that much week to week? Like, really, the intricacies of the swing, I get it because I don't have whatever intricacy you need to be consistently good. What's a swing coach's job day-to-day with a person?
Basically to keep bad thoughts out of their heads, I think. I mean, most of these guys, the really good guys, have a swing coach, a putting coach, a short game coach, a trainer, a chef, everything else. But swing coach, I think, is a lot of it's just keeping bad thoughts out of his head, keeping good ones in there, and then making sure they're playing with confidence.
I need one of those for life. I need a therapist to travel when I tour. Dang. What about, you watch Full Swing? Did you get a chance to watch that? I'm sure you did, right?
I watched most of it. My daughters watched all of it.
What did you feel? Who did you feel was most accurately represented, and who did you feel came off most likable that we learned about for the first time?
Yeah, I love the episode with Joel Damon, who not a lot of people know, but the guy that overcame cancer. His caddy's a really good dude. Finau is another one. Tony Finau, just a family guy. I wrote today, it wouldn't surprise me to see Finau shoot 65 on Thursday and then take his kids to Niagara Falls. That's just the way he rolls. They're at every tournament with him. But, I think Brooks, Koepka, a lot of people don't like him, but I don't think he was portrayed very favorably in that, and he kind of moaned about it at Augusta National. But he could be a factor here this week as well. He's playing really well, and he hits the ball far, and you're going to have to hit it far and hit it straight here off the tee to have a chance.
Well, I wasn't a Koepka fan. I wasn't a Koepka hater until I watched Full Swing. I can't stand Koepka because of how – I don't know how he's portrayed or if they just – listen, I did a reality show once, and I knew anything I said could be used, but anything I couldn't say couldn't be used because they can't use what you don't say. So he said all this stuff. I'm not sure if he feels like he was accurately portrayed or not. But God dang, man, I finished that, and I was like, I do not like that dude.
Nah, I think at that point he was really, really vulnerable. I mean, I think that's the only reason he went to live, other than the money, was he thought he was done. He thought his knee was toast, and he wasn't going to be able to compete with the young kids anymore. And I think he was just so vulnerable at that moment that's how he came across. But, he still got something left in the tank. He proved it at Augusta.
So are you telling me, and we only got 2 more questions here, are you telling me that I should like him more than I do, Mark?
I think you should probably like him more than you like Patrick Reed.
I'm telling you, that ain't very like. I'm all right, so what do you do all week? You're there. I mean, it's freaking Monday, and this thing doesn't even start till Thursday. Then you're there till Sunday. Like, they give you a nice hotel. You're there for a whole week. When I'm gone for a week, I'm miserable.
It's a Monday to Monday deal, and I do like 6 or 7 of these every summer. It's good. Look, I'm going to L.A. Country Club for the U.S. Open. I'm going to Liverpool for the Open Championship, and then I'm heading over to Rome for the Ryder Cup. There are worse places to be, but yeah, it's a long week. I'll walk holes with guys in practice rounds if I'm working on a story on a specific guy, but it's not bad.
Let me ask you one final question, not about golf, but you've written so many books, but I do want to ask about Duck Dynasty and the time that you spent with those folks. What was your takeaway after finishing your time with them?
I talked to one of them a couple of weeks ago. Probably one of the biggest surprises and successes of my career. That I think we ended up doing 7 books with them. And I just remember I went out to do Willie and Corey's book, and they said Phil wanted to see me. So I went out to Phil's home on the river, and he said, well, if you're smart enough to write Willie's book, you're smart enough to write my book. And we were eating dinner, and I took a piece of fried chicken, and Phil looked at me and he said, Schlabach, it's going to be a rough winter. And I said, why is that? He said, that squirrel you just ate had extra thick fur.
Hey, I appreciate the time. Have a great week. It's the beginning of the grind for you too, so I respect it. I appreciate it. And, hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
All right, see you later.